following will cover Infor Visuals Shop Floor. Following is the second video in the Shop Floor video series. We will be covering the navigation, security, and common features. We can begin the overview by looking at the Profile User Group Security. Inside the security, I'm going to filter it down to a single user and go into Program Security. And you'll notice that I've already selected the Shop Floor program, and you'll notice that it has yes, no, and read-only access. It also has program component level security. As you can see, there are several options inside of here where you can turn on and off specific items of security. Next, let's go and take a look at another filter for security. Underneath users, there's the ability to turn on and off the labor for mobile labor, as well as the mobile material options. So it is set up by user. To demonstrate the displays, I'll use the sign in to go into each setup. Al does not have labor or material, and you'll notice that he goes right into the first scheduling view of resources. I'll move over to Archie, and Archie does have access to labor, so you'll get the main menu where you'll see he has the ability to go into either scheduling or labor. And finally, Fred has access to all three applications, and he can navigate to any of the applications, scheduling, labor, or work order material. Let's start to look at some of the display features. Up here on the right hand side, you have the opportunity to go through and either choose the list view or grid view. The grid view may be preferred for smaller screens. Let's take a look at an example. I will select the labor application for this example, and you can see the rows for the list view versus the grid view where I can scroll over and see the icons. Going back to the list view, you can notice that I have to scroll down in order to be able to see all of the applications. It's key to note that all of these setup items are also stored over here in Preference Maintenance by user ID. So as an example, I will filter this down to Mobile Shop Floor to begin. And you can see that I have multiple options set up for SysAdmin right now in this one current display. And we can focus on some of the main items that we would set up inside of Preference Maintenance, or that would be actually stored based upon our selection from the main application. Let's take a look at the Shop Floor menu mode, or actually look at menu mode for all three of the applications. I'm just going to filter down the window to menu mode, and you'll notice that when I get in here, I do have different sections for each application. The values are going to be either 1 or 0, 0 for the list view and 1 for the grid view. There's also preference set up here inside of the Shop Floor application. Schedule, labor, and material have their own individual sections. Of course, in the header, you want to focus on selecting your site. And down below here, you want to be able to choose a view by selection. You can either do it by shop view, by type, or by a group. And here I have chosen my shop view, and I made my selection on the right hand side. In this, once submitted, I can go through and view from the main menu. Coming back to the main menu, going into the scheduling application, you can see that I have a few resources out here. Some of the other items that you want to look at for configuration is on the right hand side. You can go through and determine which columns you wanted to display. I'm just going in and filtering out some of the columns. Several of the windows will have this set up for column display. Let's review the main menu and navigation options. Up here, you'll notice that I've already highlighted the main menu. You can reduce the size of the window for a smaller device display, and you'll notice that the menu does reduce, and you'll use this icon to be able to open up and still get at the original menu items. I'm going to drill into one of my operations. In here, you can see other drill down menu options are available. I need to select a row in this case once I'm in a lower window, and additional drill downs or toolbars are available for me. To navigate, I can just press the top left item, and that will bring me back to the main menu for the current application. And eventually I can get to the very top menu. Another common feature will be the filter for displaying number of records. In this example I'm going through and I'm showing you how to filter down maybe a selection that would have multiple rows, and you can use this filter to do any of these ranges that are inside of this current display. As an example, I'm looking at my assembly operation. I filtered it down to just show 5 rows. Next we'll look at further displays and attachments. Drilling down into my one operation, I'll go down even further and I'll highlight this one operation, and you'll notice that it does have materials against it, and I want to look at that material list, and I can highlight this first material requirement, and I'll go up and review the specifications, and you can see that we get down to the requirement level, operation, or I can go back to the work order specification. Depending upon which window I'm in, I can see all of those specifications. There are also pictures. Here's the picture for the part ID itself. If I press the picture button, I'm showing you the one for the requirement. Here's the one from part maintenance, the operation, the one for the work order part, and the one on the header of the work order. So this will be the final part that I'm producing. Finally, we'll get into documents. Here's an example of my document attachments that were added from the manufacturing window. The application also includes the ability to add documents. Here I'm going to grab a document from existing reference. I'll make my selection and I'll pull that existing document over. Next, I can add a brand new document that isn't set up in Visual. I'm going to attach it to the operation. I'll make that selection here. Select my document. Give it a description. I can choose the type at this point. And then I would save the document. As you can see, our document has been added to the list. There is also an option up above to show all from the work order. Thank you for watching this video on shop floor navigation, security, and common features. Also remember to come back and see some of the other shop floor video series.